Hello everyone and welcome back. I'm Duke Silver. Today we are going to be playing some Mordred, the classically everyone's favorite and objectively the best hero, right? That's what everyone thinks of Mordred. Anyways, so I mean, normally I don't. This is actually this only the second tracked game I've had with Mordred since I started using the SBB tracker. I think I've played a couple games of Mordred early on, but it was very clear how not great it was. So I just kind of avoided it. But because we're doing there's a bunch of people doing Kiviol's All Hero Challenge since he opened it up to the community. Yeah, it's given me an opportunity to play a bunch of heroes that I normally wouldn't even bother picking, which has been really fun. Yeah, if you want to participate in the challenge, you can either find Kiviol on his stream. I'll post a link to Kiviol's Discord in the comments or the description, and yeah, I mean I'll make sure to get permission from him first. But yeah, pretty sure anyone is welcome to participate. It's mostly for May, but you can still try and see how many you can get done for April, anyways. And you can report results and stuff there. It's yeah, it's a fun little challenge that he's got going on. But yeah, enough about that. I should probably get into this game. As you can see, we spent a couple turns just trying to do some cute things with Mordred there, trying to summon in Black Cats in front of the support, and then we tried summoning the Queen of Hearts there. But unfortunately, the Queen of Hearts doesn't see your characters die if you summon it in, so that's a little bit unfortunate. So that was again just a little bit too cute. But we are going to be able to summon in a Black Cat. I mean, we're hoping the Black Cat drops in in front of this Mim, and it does, so we get pretty fortunate there. We do miss our Ogre Princess Slay because opponent is playing some happy little trees there, which with some toughness. Looks like they put an exponential growth on them on 3.1 as well. Yeah, that's 3.1, so still a bunch of toughness there. But we do manage to come out on top with double Black Cat and Queen of Hearts. It's pretty tough to compete with that early on in combat, so it's keeping our health total high, so we're pretty happy about that. Mordred's power is one that definitely scales well with the game. The more powerful units you can drop in and give yourself an 8th unit, definitely the better Mordred's ability becomes. Mordred's actually a very fine dream target. Just yeah, weathering those early turns is can be a little bit rough, but we got some pretty good stuff early here. We want to cast this spell just because we're feeling pretty strong with the double Black Cat and double Queen of Hearts. So we sold the chicken just for the 4 glory there, kind of pretty much expecting us to win here. The double donkey supported by the baby root might be a little bit tough to get through, as we got a lot of small characters up front. But fortunately, the summons aren't too bad, and we do manage to take down the rest of their comp with our final evil queen there. So we get a free gingerbread knight. Not exactly the best hit for us here from our 4 glory, but it's still free. So corrupted heartwood would be okay. We've got this lonely prince that we could turn evil, but it's so low impact right now. I don't know, if we had a Princess Peep or something, then that would be a little bit more tempting with this Queen of Hearts, but we just go for the noble steed, as we got a decently high health total. We had Cindy in the shop for a level 3 treasure, and it's just got by far the highest upside out of those treasures. And yeah, we don't need to. We're not desperate for the tempo, anyways. Unfortunately, we don't get to summon our Ogre Princess in front of the support there. We summon it in slot 4, so it doesn't even get an attack off. A little bit unfortunate, as we did put the mummy in slot 1, hoping it would die first, and then drop in the Ogre Princess. We're going to take the XP. Again, we feel relatively strong here, even though we haven't really improved our board that much, but I mean, this Medusa does improve our board. And we start with the Medusa in, because if they attack first and knock out one of our level 3 or 4, position 3 or 4 characters, then the Medusa gets so much worse. Unfortunately, we did need to scam that Juliet. We didn't scam enough stats to get the win there. I thought that we were going to be okay against Zeppi with the bottom board. When I looked at their previous comp, it did say that they only had 1 treasure and hadn't won their last fight. So It looks like they hit a power spike directly on that turn, which is a little bit unfortunate. Alright, we get to finish our Cindy here though, and we get a level 3 treasure, and it is a treasure map, which is fantastic, especially with this Nian in the shop. So even gaining that 1 XP from the wish is actually pretty good here. And we're gonna sell down for this Nian, since we don't really need to keep these 3 pairs together anymore. We've got the best level 3 treasure that we could pretty much get, so unfortunately opponent does get a lightning bolt out of their copycat trigger from the monster book, and we don't quite have enough stats to take down that golden familiar up front. Just a little bit awkward run out there. Just we don't get to minimize damage as much as we probably could have anyways, but we do find our Nian upgrade immediately, which is fantastic, and we have a ghost fight here. So because we have a ghost fight, we don't really need to like improve our board too much. Like the Holy Grail is going to do all that by itself. So we're kind of looking to lock XP or cast XP if we found it early enough, but we don't quite find it early enough. Like we could sell 2 things and then like the end something, gain 5, and then just take a hit, which might have been okay. Then we could at least cast a spell next turn, but instead we decide to just play our strongest board, make sure we don't lose any more HP, and then we're going to gain 5 as we the end this apple tree. I think we want to keep the golden Nian just in case we find a TLK later on that ends up being worth taking. But now we're just gonna go directly to 6, and we're just gonna start taking level 6 characters and kind of go whatever direction the Holy Grail gives us. It's a little bit worse when you don't have a direction going into a Holy Grail. Like, I mean, the natural direction is just trees, but trees don't always show up, especially if you don't have a staff. Honestly, like Mordred does kind of give you like some pretty unique comps. Like if you take Bearstein with like a bunch of good boys and you drop a good boy in from your hand, then like it can just enhance your good boy stats by a decent amount. So that's something that you can consider. I think we did pass a Bearstein, so I wasn't really considering that. I just was just in focused Grail mode here. We end up getting a singing sword out of our triple pumpkin. We unfortunately don't quite get our other pumpkin. We taking the triple Queen of Hearts there. It was actually a huge mistake. It cost us the precious seconds that we needed to get that last pumpkin. We just had a second or 2 more on the timer, then we would have been able to get that and improve our board significantly with that fourth pumpkin. But yeah, the singing sword with the pumpkin is just fantastic, and we get a mirror out of the Pandora's box from our tripled Empress P there, and we still have this noble steed with the singing sword and the Herc. So like we're in a pretty good spot to be able to get the Herc done here. Although I am a little bit of a sort of a fork in the road here, because like mirror good boy is obviously phenomenal. And it also would help us get our Herc, but like we've got this double Medusa, we've got the golden pumpkin. Like the Medusa scam with mirror is also pretty good. So I was gonna take the court wizard, potentially take the court wizard and the green knight in that last shop, but like cutting the golden pumpkin, like the golden pumpkin is offering us a lot of strength right now. So instead we just forego that, and then we just we kind of look and see what materializes. If we find more pumpkin stuff, we can lean into that, and if we find another good boy, then we can audible into Mirror Boy. Yeah, we get a couple. We get at least 1 hit onto our Herc there, so it's halfway done, almost halfway done, anyways. Fortunately, this mirror summons, even if we don't get the greatest like Medusa attacks with the mirror summons, they do still act like blockers and allow us to refill our board and take down the pretty strong pants there. 2 cost Gigantify on the good boy is like kind of tempting as well. Just I mean, if we go into like a mirror boy, then that's something that could be very good. Just getting a lot of toughness, because it's essentially like putting it on 2 different good boys, which is pretty strong. There's a Lady of the Lake, which I think we're just gonna take the Lady of the Lake and we're gonna audible into the good boy comp now. We seem to be finding good stuff before ideal pumpkin things. Keep seeing this Medusa triple, but we're not interested in that at this point. And also, like, if we can get the good boy stats onto the Herc, then the Herc can get there in 1 hit instead of 2. So Like, we need to get this Herc done before it becomes a liability. This is the copybook player. One smite goes onto our position 5 Lady of the Lake, which summons in the Medusa in position 5, which is definitely not that bad. But we do also get our toughness kind of scammed on our Empress P. Although we do get our Herc done, which is super important. There's another smite there, which is a little bit awkward. But fortunately for us, the breakpoint on that Green Knight, the toughness, even with the scammed toughness, is still enough on the Green Knight to trade and then attack back. And yeah, now we don't have to pick between Good Boy and Pumpkin at all, because we can just do it all with a World Tree there. So World Tree, Mirror, Mirror. Yeah, that's all. I mean, that's all it takes to win with Mordred. You just gotta hit 3 different level 7 treasures that are all very, very good. You just have to hit Holy Grail into World Tree and Mirror Mirror. It's no big deal. Anyone can do it. I considered buying that Time Flies there. That's why I kind of paused there. I also considered buying this this pair of Green Knights, which maybe was correct, just to try and get a level 6 treasure. Like, I mean, we really want 9th book, of course, at this point, if we can find it. We do lock an Oni Tyrant there. We were running out of time, so I kind of had to panic and roll down and try and lock something. But we did find the Oni Tyrant, which is decent. And like this with the Mirror Mirror, like we can still drop in Medusa, which does get some stats. It at least sees the second Good Boy die if both Good Boys in slot 1 die first. And yeah, fortunately the Medusa won't summon in until the Mirror Mirror summon is done as well. I consider buying another pumpkin here, but like without any real benefit. Like I mean, we've got the Singing Sword, which is a benefit, but like we want like Court Wizard, or we want like 9th book for the summons to really matter. For now, we just really need to find some base stats, and we do find the Ashwood here, which we can put in over the Herc. This P package probably needs to go. It's a little bit awkward because it kind of needs to go all at once. And yeah, the Pants player has assembled, or has gotten a pretty large Cupid there. And Cupid eliminates our Lady of the Lake, which drops in Medusa in spot 5, which is, again, definitely not the worst. Attacks go a little bit awkwardly here, because it leaves us in our position 3 attacking with the big pigs, which just like delays our Medusa attacks basically just a little bit too long, and they get enough free shots with their large range characters to take down the fight there. Once again, there's another pumpkin. Like, I'm not entirely sure if we necessarily want like if this is the best thing in this spot. I'm just trying to puzzle it out here. I think we are going to end up taking it. Yeah, we do. I mean, like, we do have the Singing Sword again, so like it's definitely not the worst thing, but there's definitely like another Good Boy, another Ashwood, a Lordy would be so much better hits just in general. We're just going to cast the Exponential Growth onto the Good Boy, just put some extra toughness onto the board, and hope that we can value trade. Looks like the Cupid was a Mix-a-Wizzle, or they TLK'd it the following turn, so fortunately we don't have to deal with that Cupid again, which means our back line is safe until our front line is mostly empty at least, which is great. Really good hit on the Mummy there. Hitting that exact pumpkin is really good for us, and we get two really strong Cupid attacks here, and then we fill up the board, and we get to hit the opponent for 14, pretty much tying up our life totals here. Considering the croc on the pumpkin, just in case they get like a Cupid again, or like a Doom Breath or something, like being able to protect the pumpkin from a hit like that would be all right. Although we only have so much gold to work with, and again, we need to find some pieces that are going to be better with our World Tree. Basically, some bigger power spikes than that. We're going to cast a Mix-a-Wizzle on the Herc, hoping for a good hit, and we do get a great hit. As we find a Golden Lordy with our Mix-a-Wizzle. It's only temporary, but it should allow us to win this fight with such a huge stat bonus. And yeah, we just sell down and pick up a Wombats as well. Getting those extra stats on the Wombats is really nice. I mean, it gets scammed immediately, so not so nice, but I mean, at least it's not our Good Boy getting scammed. Unfortunately, they do get 2 attacks directly into our into our slot 4. So Medusa does get an attack miraculously, but yeah, the attacks. I mean, they're able to reduce damage just enough to survive at 1 here. But I was just trying to say that I guess Medusa summoning in slot 4 can be very awkward, although it worked out fine there. But yeah, now we don't have this Lordy anymore, so now we need something to replace it. And there is something to replace it, and it's the Court Wizard. It's not the Wombats I was pointing at. I was looking at the Wombats though, but we can't quite get there, and it's not worth. I don't think it's worth selling down for those two. We take one more roll and we find a Lordy, but I mean this Court Wizard should go a long way. Like with the Mirror summons as well as the Wombat summon. The Ashwood stats and the Good Boy stats. Oh, they did find a Doom Breath, so fortunately for us, it did hit the left side, and just takes out a Pumpkin and a Good Boy. It doesn't touch our Court Wizard, which is definitely our most important unit at this point. And yeah, the Court Wizard getting left alive and free to make all these bonus attacks. Just manages to kind of machine gun down their board and get us the win. So yeah, this was definitely not your like ideal. I mean, we have Mirror. Like it's hard not to call this an ideal World Tree board, but we definitely could have used like we had a lot of room to improve. Like I mean, a Lordy or like being able to Golden Ashwood or Good Boy would have been great, but Court Wizard on a World Tree board just I mean, it's pretty tough to deal with. If you can't scam or deal with a Court Wizard, like usually that's just enough free attacks to end anyone. So, but yeah, again, this is all it takes to win with Mordred. So I don't know why everyone doesn't do it. And yeah, I hope you enjoyed this. Please leave a like, comment, subscribe, do all that fun stuff that helps the algorithm. And yeah, as always, I hope you all have a great rest of your day, and I will see you tomorrow.